Hope you're having a wonderful day. Hopefully I earn your sub today. I'm trying to get to 1,000. So Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, it's basically been confirmed. Influencers got little cell phones, and yeah, this is the next mainstream Call of Duty game. Now, this is a bit shocking because Activision Blizzard stated that Modern Warfare 2 was going to be the first and 2-year release of a Call of Duty franchise. They usually release them annually every year, going on a 3-year cycle, and each new installment is a different Call of Duty, usually from a different franchise like the Black Ops franchise or an entirely new franchise like Ghost, Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare. But nevertheless, this is the next big Call of Duty, and it's supposed to be a sequel to Modern Warfare 2 2022. And now, look, I wasn't that big of a fan of 2022. It was okay. I still think that the big twist with Graves and Shepard was poorly done. Like, all of a sudden, they just decide to betray their top soldiers right there instead of slowly burning. I was just like, why don't they just bring them into the base and execute them there, or bind them or something? Why did they just decide, oh yeah, you're out of your base and we're in your hometown, so we're kicking you out too? It's just, it made no sense. It wasn't not like the original Modern Warfare where Shepard's plan was a slow burn, and when you replay the game, you see like, yeah, he's been preparing for this since the beginning. Regardless, so yeah. And what's problematic about this release is that there are rumors that this isn't going to be a full Call of Duty release, similar to how Black Ops 4 originally was going to have a campaign, but they axed it because they wanted to put a Battle Royale mode, the Blackout mode. The rumors here is that this was going to be DLC for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 to release this year, but they decided to make it into a full-fledged game, which, if you know anything about Activision Blizzard's track record, you know this is something they would absolutely do. Look at what happened to Warcraft Reforged. Look what happened to Overwatch. Look what happened to Diablo. Like, I know I'm listing a lot of Blizzard games, but you can also list Call of Duty with that, with what they've done to Warzone, with every time they add a new cosmetic that somehow it's broken in some way that prevents players from actively, playing efficiently. Like, I remember the camo that basically allowed them to blend into the darkness, so everyone bought the camo because, it was basically a pay-to-win advantage. And now it's basically Call of Duty Warzone has basically become military Fortnite. It is what it is. We have Nicki Minaj, Snoop Dogg, Homelander, all these guest characters, Attack on Titan characters, and it wouldn't be surprised to me if they add Kim Kardashian next. They decide, here's Kim Kardashian, $40, here's an easy cash grab. Because people would play as Kim Kardashian just to troll other people. It's an actual reality. But what's really shocking is that, again, they're charging $70, what is essentially going to be DLC, according to the rumors. Hasn't been confirmed yet. We won't know that until the game releases, but I'm pretty sure if the campaign is 1 to 2 hours long, we can, confirm that it was DLC. Like, you can't hide that. For a few weeks, the Call of Duty community has been locked in regarding the status of Modern Warfare 3, which, due to release on November 10th, it was long believed that there wouldn't be a Call of Duty 2023, and when one did surface, it was thought that it would be more than DLC add-on for 2022's Modern Warfare 2. That was the rumor, right? I don't believe that was speculation, but I could be wrong about that, but I read that on Charlie Intel and everywhere that it was rumored. However, through a communication sent to Charlie Intel from Activision and then shared on Twitter, it appears that the latter firm is intent on clarifying that Modern Warfare 3 is a full premium release, and such it will be carrying on with the expected price tag of $70. It could be a ploy, it might be an absolute honest truth, but fans will ultimately have to wait another 3 months to find out for themselves how much meat is on the bones of Modern Warfare 3. And like I stated, Call of Duty is on a 3-year development cycle when it comes to these annual releases. So the fact that they have a Modern Warfare 3 to release is a bit shocking. Like, even with a big company like Activision Blizzard, a billion-dollar corporation, which, by the way, has been known to fire employees only to try and make their numbers look good and then rehire those people, it just doesn't seem possible. Like, at least from what I know about game development, unless they have some sort of genie method that I don't know about. Maybe they finally found BioWare magic and implemented within Activision Blizzard. Modern Warfare is not an add-on. The Charlie words referencing they've been told directly by Activision. As stated, the numerous Activision Blizzard quarterly conference calls, Modern Warfare 3 is a premium release. It will be priced accordingly at $70. Yeah, I don't believe that it's not just an add-on. I believe that's just going to be marketing speak because, again, Just look at how, I know this is a different company, but look how Take-Two Interactive is handling the re-release of Red Dead Redemption on Switch and PlayStation 4. And they're basically brothers of how they operate. It's just like, and look at how Bobby Kotick treats his employees, how Activision Blizzard treats their customers. Yeah, we have to wait to find this out. But if I'm wrong, that means it's a good thing. Like, I may be a doomist and a pessimist here, but given Activision Blizzard's track record for the way they treat their customers, the way they treat their franchises, I'm just saying. So if I'm wrong, and the doomist in me is completely wrong, that's a good thing. That means that we're getting a fully released Call of Duty game. But again, look at their track record. It was said quite clearly that this isn't an expansion and there is no discounted upgrade price for users coming from Modern Warfare 2. Yeah, why would they give an upgrade? Fuck them, right? Many of these DLC concerns began to surface following the news that players will be able to port everything they've unlocked and achieved in Modern Warfare 2 to Modern Warfare 3. So that's where it came from. That is also a bit strange because, yeah, you were always able to port Warzone assets to different, the next Call of Duty game per se in Warzone, but not for the core games. Like, those were always separated. So, yeah, it kind of I would believe that. That includes bundles, weapon challenges, operators, and progress. How can anyone assume that's DLC? Modern Warfare 3 is going to be fully revealed on August 17th through the in-game event in Call of Duty Warzone, so that's when we're going to get the full release. Well, honestly, yeah, I highly assume that this is going to be just a very short campaign, and it's probably going to be sold at $70, and a lot of people are just going to buy it because Call of Duty has reached mainstream. Like, everyone buys this game every year. I'm probably going to buy it for guides and walkthroughs. But most importantly, it's one of those games that people buy once a year to play with their friends and family. People who can only afford one game a year likely buy Call of Duty because it's one of those games that anyone can pick up and play. They're familiar with, they know what they're getting, and people prefer what's familiar than something that's completely unknown to them. Can't really blame them for sticking to Call of Duty. They were like, yeah, I know what Call of Duty is about, I know I'll have a good time, and then that's it. But at the same time, it also means that they can basically treat their customer base very poorly. And people are going to eat this up. You're always going to have people who defend these types of practices. Like the people who are defending Overwatch 2. Yeah, the game is still performing very well. Yes, on the review side, the game is the worst rated game on Steam. But it still has lots of people playing the game. Lots of people buying the microtransactions. On Twitch, people are still watching the game. Granted, you can make the argument that a large portion of people watching the game are for drops. But nevertheless, it's just quite alarming that anyone will defend this. But again, we won't know until the game comes out. But once it does, then we'll be able to dissect it. Bobby Kotick and the rest of the executives at Activision Blizzard won't give a fuck whether this game gets a 10 out of 10 or 1 out of 10. They'll care how many people bought it, how many people are buying the microtransactions, and whether they can continue to siphon as much money from players as possible. Like, I forgot where I heard this, and maybe I'm just misremembering this. I remember when development diaries for Overwatch came out, that it was that Bobby Kotick basically had no faith in the game, and he was wondering when he could play that game on mobile, because basically mobile is the biggest market when it comes to AAA game releases. You release a big named game on a mobile device loaded with lots of microtransactions, and it basically makes you money. Like, you would have to fail really hard for a game not to work on that platform, like Apex Legends didn't. But regardless, yeah, Modern Warfare 3. We'll have to wait and see whether this is true or not, but I honestly believe it. Like, whenever stuff like this comes out and it's Activision Blizzard, it's like you always believe it. It's like when, I know I'm going a bit of a rant, but remember when Sekiro was announced and everyone saw the Activision publishing logo? Everyone was worried. Like, everyone was like, oh my god, what the fuck? This is going to be bad. This is From Software. They're going to destroy this game. And now it's turned out to be one of the best games to ever come out from Software. A lot of people praise it as the best Souls-like game to ever release. So, again, there's a drop of hope for everything. Always is. And you never know. Microsoft might have, said, hey, we think this will do very well, because Microsoft's about to absorb them. And I have zero doubt in my mind it was Microsoft who pushed for the resolution for the servers for the classic Call of Duty games, because before the whole FTC situation and Activision and Microsoft going forward with their deal, those servers were fucked. Like, they didn't give a damn and they didn't do anything about it. Then the second that lawsuit was quashed, then suddenly all the servers were fixed, and it just didn't line up correctly. I'm almost certain like Microsoft did something. So in this situation, maybe, you never know. Either way, I've rambled on enough. Sorry. If you like the video, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. This is me signing out. And if you want to go the extra mile, join the channel. And super thanks does help a great deal. Also, Patreon is available. Goodbye.